I think those NFTs and that new thing will definitely change the world. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it opens up a lot of opportunities with the space. I mean, what first really got me going, I'm not like an expert or an NFT by any means. NFTs kind of goes hands in hand a little bit with crypto. Do you want to talk specifically about just NFTs or maybe blockchain in general?
I would like to bit a bit all of it, because I think all of this is connected, right? To know about, like, hey, what is that whole space all about, and how it relates to businesses, and especially into the film industry.
Yeah, well, I think what the cool thing is that what blockchain and potentially NFTs can provide is more different outlets for filmmakers to raise money toward production, toward films. They could do this in different ways. I mean, the more general ways that are already available right now is the direct investment, where you can invest in an individual film production. There's film company shares. This is kind of a more indirect method of investing in the film industry. And you purchase shares of those those different companies, whether it's a Hollywood company or it's a company that your filmmaker friend is starting in your own hometown. There's, of course, the crowdfunding route, where people utilize crowdfunding, participate in a film fund. Like, hey, you invest $20, you get this T-shirt. You invest $50, you get a special thank you in the credits. You invest $500, you get to come down on set or go to the premiere, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've been hearing about lately, just through articles I've read and just different things like that, is something called movie tokens. So this is kind of where it gets more into kind of the NFT sort of crypto and how it relates to the film industry. So basically the tokenization of, once again, I don't have this perfectly down. I'm kind of going off. But movie tokenization, what's the word I'm looking for? Democratize investment into the film industry. So these tokens may represent financial content or products, sharing profits, sharing, future profits. And what happens is there's certain film companies, they're using blockchain right now to allow the public to vote on movies they think should go into production. So they'll start like a coin, basically. And once you get this coin or your NFT, you have certain rights where, you can vote publicly on what movies they should make or go into production and be financed by the public film community. And then
interesting. So what's happening basically is that those companies are using those coins, so they create coins to basically say, hey, which project do you want to fund? And then they can get the benefit if they do fund the projects. And that basically helps them to indicate, hey, what's actually the thing that they want to go into production, right?
Yeah. Bro, I got to give you props, man. Just right off the bat, man. You're up here running a podcast while driving, and you're a beast. You're just a 24/7. You ever get any sleep?
Entrepreneur. Yes, I do. I actually do get a lot of sleep. I get a good 7-30 hours. But hey, man, you gotta, when you're an entrepreneur, you gotta be creative and find the ways to do stuff.
Yeah, I respect you, man, because I've never, I've dabbled in podcasting, but I've never done an interview while I was driving. So kudos to you, man.
Me too. Hey, look, this is the first time as well. First time to everything. But hey, that's actually a great segue. You talked about multiple ways that people can actually use NFTs, especially to fund projects and all that. So first, let's get back a bit and get a bit more of a Nye point of view, which is, hey, how could you use NFTs into a more general project? Because I think the film industry, they have their own specific things, but if you go back into the business side of things, how do businesses can use that whole new thing that's coming up and make sure that they get something out of it?
Okay, are we talking about still film related businesses, or you just saying in general now?
Let's go back a bit into the general stuff, and then we can go dive back into the film industry.
Okay, cool. Well, like I said, I'm not like a huge NFT expert, but just from what I'm learning, you follow the people sort of leading the industry. Obviously, you got the Gary V's. You had also forgot the name, not the lead singer of Linkin Park, but the other guy, Mike, who was like the rapper of Linkin Park. He's big into the space. He was kind of pioneering in it early on. So, for the most part, like from what I've learned about it with NFTs, it's a matter of like there's either like two tiers. There's either like the celebrities that have had the social status, everybody knows their name, they have brand recognition, what they call social equity. So they can just hop into space and be like, okay, we're going to create this coin or create this NFT. And I'm pretty much putting my name on it. And then like all the fans are just going to flock to it. You know, so you had that case with also Quentin, because what Quentin Tarantino tried to do was he wanted to release an NFT where it would release several, once again, I don't have this down all the way right, so maybe fact check me. But apparently he wanted to create an NFT where when you bought the NFT, you were able to get unreleased scenes from the movie Pulp Fiction that were never released and nobody ever saw. Which is like, hey, if I'm a Tarantino fan, Pulp Fiction head, that sounds like a no-brainer.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, he had a little bit of a legal rights snafu with Miramax, and they were kind of fighting him on it and going back and forth. And then apparently, last headline I read that he sort of lost the fight to where he couldn't do it. So I think I need to still look it up to see where they're at with it. But last time I heard that Miramax sort of pushed back and he wasn't able to do the NFT project or move forward. But I see there's either that space, the celebrities who can just hop in and they have the clout, they have the social equity to just be like, hey, I'm doing an NFT. And then the second group I've seen, just based on my research, that's successful with it are the artists that's been in the space 5-10 years. They're graphic artists. They've been pushing and doing this sort of art. They didn't just show up yesterday. They were, there's big people out there like Beeple or
Beeple,
other
about
people
that guy. Wow.
Yeah, they were doing it. They were doing artwork like this 10 years ago on Tumblr. So they have like sort of the social and sort of the credibility to be like, we're gonna drop an NFT or do this and do that. And so everybody else is kind of like it's just a wild, wild west where everyone's gonna tell you, hey, we're dropping this new coin, get it now for a penny, it's gonna go up. Hey, we're dropping this new NFT. Like, didn't you just start art school like last month? Like, who are you to just start, dropping NFT? So I would just be very.
That's something I saw that I started to get cold DMs of people like, hey, we are doing that drop. If you want to invest, I just started to get those kind of things about NFT drops.
What's funny, I almost fell for a crypto scam. It was a guy I followed named 19 Keys. And he's a very big, he was early on Bitcoin investor. He's been featured on a podcast called Earn Your Leisure, really big financial podcast. And I was following him. I thought I was following him like the blue check mark. He had like 14,000 followers. Then all of a sudden he just started DMing me. And I'm like, man, this dude is like an influencer. Why is he DMing me about, hey, I got this fund and this and that. Now I'm looking at, okay, it's the same profile pic. Okay, I see the same blue check mark. And you should get involved in this, blah, blah, blah. And he's about to send me information like, it's like $500 one-time investment plus a $700 one-time deposit fee. And I'm like, it's kind of sketchy. And then I go back and look and I realize, this 19 Keys, Twitter profile with a little, they have a little CryptoPunk profile pic. But I'm looking at the profile and the dude only has like 700 followers. I'm like, what? And then I look up 19 Keys again. I see two of them. I see the official one with like 100,000 followers, and I see the sketchy one with 700 followers. And then the 19 Keys that was DMing me was the one with 700 followers. I'm like, get out of here. I just blocked them. So, there's a lot of these scammers out here. They're
seems to be a bit of a gold rush.
Be careful. Gotta double check. What was that?
Yes, exactly. Seems to be like it seems to me like this is kind of the gold rush of the 21st century, right?
Oh yeah, and then like any gold rush, there's all types of snake oil salesmen out here. If you're not careful.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much part of what one of my long-term business models is, to either create, a lot of it does have to do with clout. So I feel like once I'm in maybe certain circles where there's certain filmmakers I might be able to partner or collaborate with on an NFT or a coin that, in the blockchain space, that's what I'm kind of open to, because I'm Hayward Crawford. I'm not nobody. I haven't had movies and, I'm not you should be able to hear the name and it's already associated with, the brand and the status. So unless you're like, you've been like a graphic artist grinding it for 10 or 15 years, or you're already like a celebrity that's well known, it's kind of hard to just say, oh, I'm just to start an NFT or a coin today and somehow blow it up. I'm long term with it, but I'm more about maybe finding up and coming filmmakers, not up and coming filmmakers, but maybe filmmakers that are established, they have a bit of a brand. And at some point, they're open to collaborating on an NFT or a coin, or I can just buy in on the coin or whatnot. But other than that, there's still ways to where I can create an NFT or a crypto and basically use that like a movie token, like we talked about, and use that as a unique way to get investors. I'm just not holding my breath with it. There's still a lot about this space that's still skeptical to people. But I do see it will be a future, it will be a future in that. Like, tokenization specifically. I'm just not like, oh my God, I'm not going to tell people I was going to blow up next week. But, I will get to a point where I can create some sort of movie token, use that toward my own film projects and my film company, going off that movie token model.
Yeah, that's really great. And especially what excites me a lot, because, like with every like situations like that, when you have a lot of things coming to you like, hey, this is crypto NFTs, people are making a lot of money, like a lot of noise. And what I'm trying to do, and what I'm trying to also maybe educate the audience as well a bit, is to, hey, make sure you understand the thing before going and jumping in it with like not knowing it. But what excites me really with that whole thing is the whole tokenization part. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah. Like I said, I just touch on what I know. So tokenization is the conversion of a physical or virtual asset into digital units that can be bought or sold. So what's cool about those is that tokenization, it can eliminate like these territorial barriers and, while enabling you to own like a fraction of that asset, so opens a market to small investors. So almost any asset can be tokenized, including film and video content. So you can tokenize, you can, create, like, you can own part ownership of this short film, ideally this feature, because short films don't sell. They're mainly like proofs of concept. People notice you, it ain't like where you can distribute and make money off. That's mainly features or TV pilots. These tokens, these cryptocurrencies are ideal when you want to tokenize a unique asset, like, real estate, IP. Also, what's cool about that is that there's new markets that open up for a wider base of investors, like I said. So they also include things called smart contracts. The general definition of a smart contract, they kind of like act as an agreement between parties on a blockchain. All right. So in the case of tokenization, a smart contract enables a person to purchase your token and share your property by eliminating, go in betweens or a middleman or that sort of thing. So basically, when it comes to film funding, raising finance to produce a film can often involve many different parties and different entities, resulting in different multiple relationships. So once again, the blockchain technology allows two key things, I believe, in right collection. So, with that, there's a lot I can unpack there. I don't want to go into like too much detail, but film companies among itself, they can use blockchain technology to allow for more innovative business models to finance film projects. All right. Tokens can represent ownership in a project, which is cool because sometimes we have these passion projects that may cost $3,000-$5,000. So I think it's a unique source of crowdfunding because I did the crowdfunding route, not really for me, but I think this is a really cool long term. Instead of like, oh, donate $50 and you'll get this T-shirt. You're kind of like joining in an ownership of it's like a mastermind, if you will. So they're able to like invest in like almost like a stock type level of commitment into your project, into your company.
Exactly.
So
and that's big. That's really big because because as you told, like, for example, let's say I've got a project I want to film, and then like, okay, before, like, right now, what was happening in the past, that people just funded and maybe they get a benefit if they fund the project. Now, if for example, let's say they invest in some part of that, they get ownership, a part of ownership of that project. And then let's say blows up or something great happens, they still own a part of that and they own a piece of that success, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting also is the aspect of the I think we're going to finish on that for the last 5 minutes, is the fact that it kind of creates micro communities, as you kind of talked about, some kind of a mastermind
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, can be put together around projects and assets. And I think brands can use that as well a lot. Like, for example, let's say I'm a social media guy, I'm a marketer. Like, I can help the brand like create its own tokens, build value around it. So it creates its own values. I think that's incredible, you know, the fact that it can have value for a specific group of person, and the fact that they contribute into that group and they still keep contributing basically grows the value of the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Infinite possibilities. It could make your head spin.
Definitely.
I just think a big thing to keep in mind is, you know, you want to obviously jump in early, but make sure you're jumping in with the right people. I mean, there's people that have been doing crypto and blockchain longer than I have, that I kind of go through for guidance. While I own I own some stock, I own some Bitcoin, some Ethereum. I haven't like taken that step. You know, I'm in the process of sort of assimilating the team to where this year I'm either gonna partner myself with a film company that's either launching an NFT or a coin, or I'll either maybe partner as small as becoming maybe a customer and learning about it, or even being like a small investor in a film company that's trying to either launch a coin or partner themselves with a coin or an NFT, you know, and it's kind of baby steps because there's a lot to it and you got to worry about who you're really in business with, and are they there to just pump and dump the NFT or the coin, or are they there to, you know, are they have a long-term vision in mind? Like, these are the projects we want to make and the film projects we want to fund as a result of this, you know? So there's a lot of factors to keep in mind. You just don't jump in with just anybody on anything.
Exactly. I see that.
You know, it's all about kind of, like I said, doing your research, not just hopping into something just because it's hot. Identify, have some foresight. Know that, you know, you want to get to the party early, but don't just take anybody to the dance, you know, because they might just be there just to show up with you, and then they'll go see somebody, they'll go dance with somebody else, you know. So that's kind of, I guess, my takeaway, and to keep learning. No one's an expert. I'm not an expert. I still have a lot I'm learning about it too. So
exactly. And man, that's exactly like social media. There are people that know about it, but no one's is really like the expert that knows everything. Exactly the same thing. And that's maybe even more true with the new thing that's coming up. So hey, Hayward, thanks a lot for tuning in and having that little one-on-one session. Where can people find you so I can do a little plug for you?
Yeah, I'm on all social media at Hayward Crawford, as you see on my Zoom name, spelled that way, Hayward. Last name Crawford, like the comedian, Crawford. Also, if you want to learn more about my film work, I'm at haywardcrawford.com, but also Hayward Crawford on all social media. So
thanks a lot, man. Have a great day, and hey, let's keep in touch, man. I'm interested in those things.
I will, man. You take care.